I thought I'd do a short video today just talking about my off season, sort of briefly touching upon my diet, my training and just generally how things are going. The last video that I did was the one with me and Sam in it, and we were talking about post-competition, but I don't feel like, because I wasn't fully into my off season, I didn't really talk about what I was doing as such, and my diet hadn't sort of been fully decided for my off season, and my training, I was also training with Sam at the time, but I'm doing everything by myself now, so I just thought I would do a little video and share with you what I'm doing at the moment. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to talk about is weight gain. I went into my show at 48 kilograms, which is quite low for me. I peaked at my off season at 57 kilograms, so overall I lost 9 kilograms during my prep, and I now currently weigh 53 kilograms, so I've put on 5 kilograms in 2 months, which I don't think is too bad. I mean, my body needed it. I was extremely small. That stage weight was quite low, to be honest, so it's been good weight gain. I mean, I'm looking a bit healthier. Everyone's telling me I look healthier, and Sam's saying I prefer how you look now, so. But I'm not gonna lie, it was quite hard to deal with at first. Obviously I knew I wasn't gonna stay stage lean all year round, because it's not maintainable to stay on such low calories and doing such a large amount of cardio. I knew that wasn't gonna be obviously maintainable at all, but it's quite different when you're actually putting on the weight and you physically see yourself in the mirror and how you're looking, and I personally found it really quite hard to deal with. I'm not gonna lie, I've had a few tantrums and cries about it. I'm past it now, but it has been quite a really mental battle for probably up until the last week, so yeah, it's been going on quite a while and it's not been good for me at all. It's not been healthy, so I thought I've just kind of got over this bridge now. I've realised I need to gain weight. No one's going to make progress in off season without gaining weight, without gaining body fat. I mean, you can't just gain lean muscle without gaining body fat, and obviously girls naturally hold more body fat than boys anyway, so you know, it's inevitable. But I shouldn't have got myself so down about it, but you live and you learn. I mean, it was my first show. I didn't know how I was going to react afterwards, but the most important thing is I'm over it now, and I'm just saying, you know what, yes, I'm going to put on weight, but you just got to see past it, and I know I'm going to make, hopefully, some good progress this year, so it's not going to happen without gaining weight. After my show, I had a lot of people message, well, I say a lot, I had quite a few girls message me and say, oh my gosh, you know, you look amazing, how do I look like that, how do I get my abs like that, and I just wanted to get the message across that thank you obviously for your really nice comments, but it's not healthy to look like that all year round. You know, it's not for just a general gym goer. You will not get that lean just from, you know, going to the gym and having like a healthy diet. It's not going to happen, and it's not healthy to be that lean all year round. Hence, I don't basically have any abs anymore. I'm still training them twice a week, just, you know, to keep the muscle there, but it's not my goal at the moment. It's not my aim to have shredded abs. It's not my aim to, you know, be really lean. So for people that would look at my pictures and say, oh, how do I look like that, you know, unless you're doing a show and you're doing dieting for a show, you know, you're not gonna have abs like that and you're not gonna look like that. So yeah, I just wanted to sort of say to people, you know, it's not normal to look like that, and the only reason I look like that is because I was doing a show. Don't worry, I don't have abs anymore, you know, I'm not like, I've basically got rolls. Okay, so the second thing I want to talk about in this video is my training and my diet. So at the moment I have got a coach that is helping me do my training and diet. They set out a plan for me that I'm sticking to at the moment. Training wise, my weak areas that I really want to focus on this off season are my shoulders and my legs. I'm training legs 3 times a week at the moment, which is very brutal, I'm not gonna lie, because it's like you train legs, you then do another body part the next day, then it's legs, and then it keeps going on. But you know, I'm not gonna get bigger legs if I don't train them frequently. I've found that I'm really quite quad dominant, When I first started going to the gym quite a while ago, I always used to sort of train quads, but I never did anything like hamstring and glute orientated, so for that reason I think that's why they're not as developed as my quads. So I've got a lot of glute and hamstring focused exercises in my leg days now. It's not so much quads, but I find that with a lot of leg exercises that I do, like squats, etc., your quads come into play anyway. So although it's not massively focused on my quads, I'm not going to be sort of losing anything in that area. So yeah, I'm going to have nice painful legs at the moment. Training legs again tomorrow, and I trained them yesterday, but I'm loving the plans. I'm absolutely loving my training at the moment, and that's what I really love about off season, just the fact that I've now got the energy, obviously from more food that I'm having, more energy to use in the gym and just use it to the best of my ability. You know, I'm really pushing myself in every session, pushing myself harder than I ever have before. Like, even in my previous off season, I would not push myself as much as I am now. When I used to train in my previous off season, I would be scared to up the weights because I'd be like, oh, I can't do it. But at the moment, I've really got this thing in my head where, you know, I'm just saying, don't be scared to up the weight. Like, just try and obviously still try and do it comfortably. You know, it's more range of movement, etc. than not what you're lifting. It's not about what you lift, it's how you lift it. So yeah, I'm just really enjoying my training at the moment. Found it quite beneficial to be training with Sam straight after I came out of my show, because it just gave me a bit of extra motivation, and he's really quite motivating and pushes me a lot, so it was good to train with him. And I feel like I can push myself now even when I'm training by myself. I know a lot of people sort of struggle without a training partner to push themselves, but I personally quite like training by myself. I feel like I can get into the zone a bit and just really push myself. So yeah, I'm really enjoying my training at the moment. So off-season diet, at the moment I'm on about 2,000 calories, which is just above my maintenance calorie level. So obviously I'm in a calorie surplus at the moment, which is going to be essential in off-season just for building muscle and size. I was, if I can remember correctly, on about 1,000 to 1,100 calories when I was in sort of the final weeks of prep. So, you know, it's upped quite a bit, and as we spoke about in the post-competition video, I did the reverse diet, so gradually upped my calories until I got to my maintenance level. So I feel that that went really well. A lot of people don't do it properly and they'll gain excessive amounts of weight, but as I said, I've gained 5 kilograms in 2 months, which I really don't think is too bad. At the moment, I'm feeling good about it, but a few weeks ago I really wasn't. I think it was probably like the end of the world when I stepped on the scales and I was like, oh god. It's a very hard thing to sort of come to terms with. I personally struggled really bad with it. It just got silly in the end, to the point where I'd put on clothes at the weekend, and just because they were a little bit tighter than what I remember, I'd basically have a meltdown and say, I'm not going out. So, I feel a bit sorry for Sam in that sense, because I think it just got to the point in the end where he was like, you know what, we did have a proper talk about it, and it really helped me, where he was like, you really need to just decide if you can do this again, because it was getting quite bad and I was getting quite down about it, and I really had to consider if I would be able to cope with the struggle again. But obviously, being my first show, I didn't know how I was going to sort of cope with the weight gain and seeing myself look a bit bigger, but I'm quite enjoying the fact that I've got bigger legs now. You know, I lost quite a lot of weight on my legs, so in that sense I've got a bit of a bum back and a bit of legs, so you know, it's not all bad. But anyway, back to the diet. It's quite varied at the moment, which I personally find works for me because I get bored quite easily. When I used to be on a plan of like just chicken and rice every day, I'd find I'd get so bored of it and my body would be craving like so much other stuff that it would just, you know, it was not a good way to go about it. So lots of variation. I mean, I've got meats like chicken, salmon, lean mince, lean steak. They're sort of the main ones I have throughout the week, and it's a combination of like 2 meats a day. So for lunch I'll have like chicken, and then for dinner I'll have salmon. So it's just simple things like that that kind of make it a little bit more interesting. Again, I've got a variation with my carb sources, so I get carbs from, my main sources are from sweet potato, new potato, rice and butternut squash. So it's been really quite helpful to have a sort of variation, and you know, you've got the calories to play with when you're off season, so whilst you can eat what you, well, within reason, whilst you can eat what you want, it's sort of nice to incorporate some foods that you like into it. Breakfast wise, I'm still just having the sort of staple oats and eggs and things like that, and then on a rest day I'll have eggs and lean bacon. So it's just simple things like that that you take for granted at the time. When you come to prep you're like, oh, I miss it. But yeah, it's just been real nice to have a little bit more variation in my diet. And again, with things like snacks, I have like little bags of popcorn, dark chocolate rice cakes, caramel rice cakes, and 0% total fat-free yogurt. So yeah, I'm really enjoying my diet at the moment, and I think I'm making some good progress. I've had a lot of people come up to me in the gym and say, when are you going to go eat again? You know, when's your next show going to be? And I honestly don't know is the answer to that question. My aim, ideally, is obviously I'm moving to UKBFF. I'm going to be competing with them, not sticking with Miami Pro. So Sam's show last year? Time's going by so quick, I keep thinking it's last year. Sam's show this year was in April, and that was the UKBFF South Coast. But we want to try, ideally we want to do the same show. If we're going to do a show together, we want to do the same show. As we talked about previously, it's quite hard to prep for different shows. That would be the ideal sort of time frame, April, May, around that time, if we are to compete. But I'm not going to rush into it. I think this year I was like, yeah, I'm going to do the one in July, I'm going to do Miami Pro. I wouldn't say I rushed into it, but I was really quite set on that and I really wanted to do it. So, you know, I did it. But I just really, I don't want to do a show until I feel happy with the progress that I've made. I mean, I'm potentially going to have a good off season up until the new year, so January. So how long will that give me? Give me about 5 months from now as an off season, so it's plenty of time to make some progress. But yeah, ideally off season till July, diet till April, May, but depending on how I feel. Obviously if I don't feel like I've put on enough muscle or I'm feeling a bit rubbish, then I don't know, maybe one later in the year. But yeah, we'll see. I'm not entirely sure, but I would love to get on stage again. I keep seeing everyone's posts on Instagram, people that I follow, and I keep seeing them tanned up and makeup, and it makes me itching to get back on stage, because I absolutely loved it. I loved the whole day. Well, it was a long day, but besides it, I loved it. I loved just getting glammed up, and just being on stage felt absolutely amazing, knowing all of your hard work is packed into that 30 seconds that you're on stage and you've got to try and display it to the best of your ability. It's just an absolutely incredible feeling, and I really want to get on stage again, but it's just a matter of how I feel in myself. And you know, I'm really pushing myself, I'm really working hard at the moment, so at the moment I can't see why it would be a problem to prep for a show in May, April time, so it just depends how things go. Okay guys, so that is going to conclude the video. I hope it hasn't been too boring listening to me sort of bang on about all this stuff, but I just feel like when I came to after my show, I sort of wanted to look for a bit of advice in terms of like how to cope with the weight gain and all of this stuff, and there wasn't really much about, so I just thought I would make a little video for anyone that has done a competition and struggled like me with weight gain, etc. I know I'm not big, but it's the mental battle that plays on your mind with not seeing yourself with shredded abs in the mirror, and it is quite hard to deal with. So I just wanted to touch upon it a bit. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and if anyone does want to ask me any questions about other things, post-show, etc., or just anything in general about competing or just anything, leave a comment below, or you can contact me on my Facebook or Twitter, which is, I believe, in the link below. So thanks for watching, guys.